Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Pooja Dwivedi, and in this segment today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is the debate around Charak oath. Now, why are we discussing it? That will start with the news. Before we begin, there are certain things that you have to know from the perspective of prelims. That is about Charak and Charaka Samhita. Also, what is the Hippocratic oath that is administered to the medical students when they are joining the medical colleges or they are going to take their charge as doctors. Universally accepted version of the physician's oath. What is the global scenario and the medical ethics of Charak from the perspective of mains and prelims both, and conclusion and question. Let's begin with the news. So the news is saying that the dean has been removed after a video went viral. That viral video showed certain students taking Charak oath. That means the oath that they were taking were not Hippocratic oath, which they should have taken, and this has resulted in a widespread issue over the language, over the imposition of certain languages as they allege, as the South Indians have alleged the center to do. So why are we so worried about certain things? Because first of all, the cultural diversity of India is such that no one language is able to represent the entire India, because such a huge diversity even on linguistic basis. Also, linguistic minorities, linguistic sections are always protected under the constitution. That is why we have to discuss them. Let's take a look on the background. So in the background, as you must be knowing about, the Twitter banter between two very huge stars of our country is ongoing with respect to Hindi, and also with respect to choosing a particular language as a mode of education. That is also something that has been brewing over the past few days between the Tamil Nadu government with the center. And the National Medical Commission has suggested, National Medical Commission, which replaced the Medical Council of India, it suggested that medical colleges tell the students to have Charak Shapath, Charak oath, instead of the Hippocratic Shapath or the Hippocratic oath that has been administered to the students of medical origin. And Charak Shapath was optional. This was also said. It was a suggestion, it wasn't a compulsion. So that was option and wouldn't be forced on medical student. And a student body official, this is according to the dean of the college, who has been removed after this incident. A student body official had taken the decision to take Charak oath. This was alleged by the dean. So that is why we are discussing all of this. So let's know about Charak a bit. Who was Charak? Charak, of course, very important figure and an icon in our medical sector with respect to India. In ancient India, the origin can be traced. So he was a practitioner of the traditional system of Indian medicine that is known as Ayurveda. So Shruta of surgery and Charaka of traditional knowledge with respect to medicine is very important from the perspective of ancient India preliminary examination, if prelims question. Charak is thought to have flourished sometime between 2nd century BCE and the 2nd century CE. Not exact allocation can be done with respect to the birth of Charak. The Charaka Samhita is a medical pharmacopoeia, and a collection of Charak Samhita is a collection of commentaries and discussion on medical practices. So many sages used to sit together, give their own theories about disease, about the remedies for it. It's a collection of those, Charak Samhita. Now it is historically dated to 1st or 2nd century AD, and the Charak Samhita is considered the foundation text of ancient Indian medicine along with Sushrut Samhita. Okay, and it was several ways very ahead of the Greeks. So one thing to be very proud of as the natives of this country is that our country back in the days, if it was compared to, then Greek has been the land of all the important revolutions. First thing to be proud of. Then Hippocrates, if we talk about the Hippocratic oath, what is it? Hippocrates of the island of Kos, he propounded the Hippocratic oath, and he was a Greek physician. Oath as in the origins of the oath comes from the collection of the books that he wrote. It is still debated though. He flourished around 4th, 5th centuries BC, near the time of Buddha. And you have to be very sure that you keep in mind who were the contemporaries of Hippocrates. Okay, a collection of 70 books was written by him on medicine called the Corpus Hippocraticum. Okay, so another preliminary fact is this, although this is debated. Now, history of oath goes back to 3rd century AD. Oath is administered to the medical students so that they can discharge their duty without any selfishness, or they discharge their duty as a doctor without selflessly, without any selfish reasons. So it goes back to 3rd century AD, and a millennium old version is kept in the library of the Holy See. Okay. Also, if we talk about the Hippocratic oath, what does it say? Also, it was refined. The oath was refined by W.H.S. Jones, the Doctor's Oath, Cambridge University Press, and Ludwig Edelstein in the Hippocratic Oath text translation, and so on. Okay, so this particular oath was continuously refined. What does it say? Now, this is not a very important, but I would like you to just take a screenshot if you want to. I'm not going to go through everything, but let's go through some important ones. I will use treatment to help the sick according to my ability and judgment, but I will never use it to injure or wrong them. Then purity should be there and holiness should be there when guarding the doctor's life and art. Not use the knife either on sufferers from stone, but I will give place to such as a craftsman therein. Now, this is all what has been said at the Hippocrates' origin of oath. Take a screenshot. I'm just moving away. Not very important from the perspective of examination. Now, if we talk about universally accepted version of the physician's oath, what is going on around the world with respect to oath? American Medical Association and British Medical Association, you see, they have their origin deeply, you can say chronically put in the Hippocratic oath, but they have also taken oath from other sources. According to American Medical Association, the Code of Medical Ethics is a living document. That means it is continuously amended if there is a need. And it was adopted as back as 1847 and underwent many updates in 1903, 1949, 57, 2008. And sometimes another oath can also be taken. That depends on institution to institution if they have to. This is, I'm discussing about the global scenario. If they have to take into consideration the changing needs. Okay. Also, physician's code of ethic is there, that is applicable around the world. Certain institutions do that, and also India, it is displayed with respect to what a physician can do or can't do. Now, the World Medical Association, it has taken the oath, it has taken the pattern of oath in the year 1949, which was also amended in 1968, 83, 2006, continuously amended. Now, it outlines physicians' duties towards their patients, other physicians, health professionals as well, and society as a whole according to the website. Okay. Now, let's look at the prelims alert question and try to answer this. One of the oldest Sushruta Samhita palm leaf manuscripts is preserved in which of the following countries? Nepal, Myanmar, Afghanistan, Pakistan. Answer it as soon as possible. Then I will take your name during the next segment. Moving on, let's talk about the medical ethics of Charaka. What did Charaka say? What the entire thing is about? The Charak oath taking process as in what can a student take from Charak's medical ethic if they have to take an oath. But it should not be imposed. It was a suggestion by the medical association that you can do this, because of course the father of, if we have to say the father of medicine or the father of medical approach in India, Sushruta and Charaka do stand very uniquely. So we can do that. So let's see, Charak instructs a physician to preach to his pupils at a ceremony at the end of apprenticeship. So whatever that has been kept here, this is kind of a command. What is it? Strive with all their soul for the health of the sick. This is to the doctors. They must not betray patients even at the cost of their own life. Must not get drunk or commit evil or have evil companion. Must be pleasant of speech and thoughtful, always striving to improve their knowledge. Nothing that happens in the house of the sick man must be told outside. Now, this is the very beautiful relationship of the confidence that a patient and a doctor has. Nor must the patient's condition be told to anyone who might do harm by that knowledge to the patient or to another. So, this such a visionary set of ideals that Charaka did set has to be integrated in, not only in India, can be integrated anywhere in the world, because it is very aligned to the current perception with respect to medical. Moving on, if we talk about conclusion, even in Charak Samhita, there is a proper quotation with respect to what the debate was going on between different sages. Many sages, they had different outlook with respect to how does a disease originate, what is the remedy. Some said it originates from the soul, some said it originates from the karma, some said something or the other. But it was one sage there did say that let's not try to, this, as the sages argued in Charaka Samhita, they were advised not to take any rigid positions, right? So it was a very democratic process of having Sushruta Samhita into place. And also, as we see, not only if time suggests that we can integrate certain things about Charak's ideas with respect to medicine or the practice, we can take them and integrate into the current scenario. Nothing should be politicized in such a manner that our ideals are forgotten. What do you think? Can you tell me in the comment segment? So let's move on and talk about one of our questions. India can learn from the global and Indian ancient times when it comes to medical ethics comment. Okay, write it in 250 words. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated. Thank you so much for watching.